There we go.
Click. Share. No green room today.
Nope. We were both running behind. I didn't even dry my hair. This show will be like the green room.
This show will be the green room.
It will be terrible.
Maybe we should rename.
Maybe
we should rename it to Green Room.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
And we're live consistently at 2:01 Eastern Time.
Exactly. I told Eva if I'm nothing, I am consistently late.
And clearly you guys already know that I am consistently early.
Yes.
So we make a perfect team.
That's right, because we can kind of meet in the middle.
So I'm wearing my husband's flannel today because it is downright chilly. My computer says 51, but it's very windy and cloudy and bleh.
When do you guys get a summer?
We certainly had summer over the last couple days because it was awesome. I even had a tan going.
Uh-oh.
But we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll be nice enough in the next few days and I'll get out there. I was working outside. It was awesome. It was so hot that my computer started getting too hot and I had to move.
Oh, well, that's nice because you don't get warm weather like that very often.
No, I don't know. Who the hell knows?
But it's like 80 degrees here.
Nice.
So it's been 80 degrees for a little while too, which is nice.
Very nice. So you're not going to have much of a shift when we head out. So what's new in your world? I haven't talked to you in so long.
I know. There's really nothing
stuff on autopilot.
Yeah, there's really nothing new, but I am feeling a shift of some sort. And I'm wanting to make a shift of some sort. So it's going to be shift time soon.
Because shift
But we're going to be the change, which means there's change coming anyway. There always is after that event. So we'll have some kind of change.
There has been a lot of change going on. And I think one of the things that's real cool is that how much what we talk about ultimately ends up happening.
Right.
So I think it's
your words have power.
Words do have power.
They really do.
And then I just start arguing with I couldn't even believe this. So I had this really weird experience the other day. So, you know, I'm on this influencer kick, and you know, the Small Business Trends Influencer Project is going to kick off, I think, in July. So all you influencers, make sure you're following at Small Biz Trends and a hashtag SMB Influencer. Follow it because you can nominate yourself, you can nominate your friends. It's really, really awesome. And one of the things that, so you know, like last week, I got the shock of my life when I ended up on the Dun & Bradstreet influencer list. I couldn't even believe it. And so I started, you have to love this, Rhonda. I started by going, how the hell did I end up on this list? Right? Because in my, you know, I was telling myself that it has to do with like quantity and reach and how many people you reach. In essence, the whole idea of influencer marketing is really talk about shifting, really shifting. So I am playing around with this most awesome tool called Little Bird, which is what the Dun & Bradstreet people use to identify influencers. And they not only, and the way they do it is so cool. Phil, I know you're here. You're going to love where influencer marketing is going. They are, so I was kind of curious how I up on the list and maybe like some other people didn't. And what they talked about was that using this Little Bird platform, what they really value is you pick like a handful of random people that match the space that you're in, whether it's an industry or whatever, match the community that you to.
They're just random. They don't have to be influencers.
Correct. So there are people in the space that you feel best represent that topic. Let's call it. And then the software goes to work magically and identifies what they call the insiders in that space. But what's really interesting is then they do some magical triangulation, as they call it. And the people that they picked, I was really impressed with, because they were people who were influential and they will talk back to you. So they will engage with you. And they were actually measuring that as a quality of influence.
Awesome.
So I've been playing with that tool, but back to the thing about what you say happened. So I've been in this influencer thing, and I'm trying to, play that up, and that's part of the way that DIY marketers makes money, through sponsored content. And so there's another platform out there called Grow Influence, where you can register yourself. And you can actually, it's like Elance for influencers.
Okay.
All right. Or Odesk or Upwork, or whatever the hell they're calling themselves these days.
Right.
So if you're an influencer, you can register on here, and then brands, and it's mostly, and this is what I really like, it's mostly small business brands. So these are all not mega corporations. So the price point is a lot lower.
Okay.
Small businesses can afford to have you blog on their behalf, for example.
Right. Okay.
I got 2 projects off of Grow Influence in one day.
What types of projects?
So they're blogging projects. So one was with a guy that actually does explainer videos. And so, I wrote an article about, just finished it today. I wrote an article about explainer videos, and then, they'll get like a sponsored by, right?
Right.
They get a little sponsored by post. And I found that those do really, really well.
Right. Okay. So we have Kate's here.
And Phil's got a question. He says, interesting, but is this just the big boys, or is it little guys that know their shit too? That's the cool thing, Phil. That's the cool thing. It's the quality of the engagement that actually starts to count, right? So they not only measure, let's say you pick these quote unquote random people in the space on a specific topic. So let's say in your case, let's say you were going to do music marketing or something like that. Then they would find the people those you pick that represent that space. It would give you a number and say, I don't know, they're looking for this triangulation of people who follow you and people
so some kind of algorithm that they've worked out based on whatever criteria it is.
Exactly. But what makes it really good is that they're really, really working hard, and I like seeing that. They're working hard at stripping away the shallowness.
Okay, so what are they looking as far as engagement and where you're engaging? Are they only looking on Twitter or other social media platforms?
Great question. Twitter is their primary platform. So if your audience is not really engaging on Twitter,
then it's not going to be that great. Yeah. See, I don't have an engaging audience on Twitter either.
Yeah. Right. And so I don't know if they're going to be looking at expanding it. It's a relatively new platform. So I don't know what they're looking at expanding into, but I'm actually even playing with some of my clients who are in much smaller spaces. Like, my CNG, my natural gas vehicle clients.
Okay.
That's a niche.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a niche of people who don't really tweet.
Right.
But it does give you something, right? So.
Right.
Very cool. So that's the cool thing I've been playing with. So now I'm doing my favorite thing today, which is digging into that platform and press on all the buttons.
Yeah, you
My
like
web
to
development
press,
team.
you like to press all the buttons.
I do like to press all
Oh,
the
that's
buttons.
good. Would you like to see something funny that I recorded last night?
Totally.
Okay. So you know my husband, right? You know he's like straight-laced,
Oh my God.
right-wing,
In his underwear.
conservative type person, right?
Yeah. I'm scared.
Okay. So I got him a little tipsy last night.
Is he gonna get mad at you for sharing this, like on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gonna be pissed. But but that's okay. Because I'm only gonna share just a little bit of it, but it
Okay.
is hilarious. So I have to share some of it. All right.
Okay.
This is him. We're sitting in the car. We're at the lake, so I gotta set up the scene. So we're at the lake and we're kind of on this remote road to the lake, you know, because we go and we park and make out and all that good stuff.
Really? That's so funny.
Yes, you have to keep it fresh. So we're riding on this remote road, on the makeout road, and to the lake. There's like, he knows all these cool little fishing spots and stuff. So anyway, and he's had quite a bit to drink at this point. So here we go.
Shit. Where's the bread? I don't fucking know, damn it. Let me turn the brakes on. Maybe I can see.
Go see if it's here.
I can't because I got the brakes on, damn it. It says ready. That's all I know. Ready for what? There ain't no fucking lines in the road. Damn it. Ain't nobody mowed the fucking yard. Shit. Damn it.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
He goes on for a good 10 minutes. And then he talks about not getting out of the car because a deer might kick his ass and because he's in a Prius. But if he was in a Ferrari, then they would be intimidated. It was hilarious.
Damn it.
So, yeah, and then he kept saying, "Oh, Lord, forgive me for cussing." And then he said, "Oh, Lord, forgive me for damn cussing." He's a lot of fun when he drinks.
Did he shave his goatee off?
No, but he shaved the mustache part off.
Oh.
And just left just the bottom part. So it's business on top and party on the bottom. Kind of like, I'm a big fan of Jason Aldean. And so I was watching Jason Aldean one day. And I was talking to my friend and I said something about him being sexy. And I think my husband heard that and decided to shave his goatee like Jason Aldean.
That's crazy. Mine still has this. He trimmed it and I thought it was great, except it's very pinchy and scratchy.
See, that's the good thing about this being smooth is you don't get that that mustache scrub there. Yeah, so that's really good. But I had a really stressful day yesterday. I mean, nothing like horribly bad, just like a lot of fires to put out, you know, and just kind of one of those days. And so I just needed to get out, ride around, have some wine, and just chill out. So that's what I did last night, and I feel better today.
Awesome. I don't know what I did. I don't remember. The week is just blurring past.
It's all running together. Everyone's getting ready for launches and things like that. Then you have some people who are kind of getting into summer mode and vacation mode. So they're not really doing a lot. So I think different niches do that too. It just depends what niche you're in. You know, we got conference season coming up, so people are getting ready for that. So a lot of times things will slow down for my type of clients because they're going to conferences, they're going on vacations, they're moms, and, you know, kids are home from school for the summer. So a lot of them aren't planning a lot of big projects until the fall. So that's kind of where mine is going, which is, you know, kind of good because then I can do conferences and things like that to kind of refresh myself. That's what that's what I like about the conferences. I think it refreshes your mind. It kind of refreshes that passion in you again when you're starting to kind of get into that rut. So that for me is that's like spring cleaning for your business and for your mindset too. So that's why I like to go to the conferences.
I love conferences too, because I like going how you and I go. You know,
yeah,
there's
a workation.
Yeah, you can go to, you know, you can go to conferences. There's like you, when Rhonda and I are going, we're going to do, we're going back to back. So one is in Orlando, and that's going to be a workation. Now that's a conference where there's going to be a lot of talk about marketing and stuff that we already know. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the sessions, do the networking, and work and relax. But then the second conference that we're going to, I actually have to work that one.
Yeah,
it's an influencer conference. So,
and I'm going to lay out on the beach.
Yeah, well, you know what's going to happen is I might assign you, depending on where you're at with all the rest of my stuff. The fun part that we're going to do is I've been wanting to do and have started. You know, I did the blog content calendar. That was one of my things for the new year. I did that, but you know me, I'm stuck with the themes more or less. I've made a couple changes, but what I'm getting a lot more of is people wanting to guest post on the site. So I created an editorial calendar, and I just I don't think it's published, put the download up on. I created a media page so that there's going to be the editorial calendar is going to be there. I'm going to have a media kit that's in there, and I'm going to have a speaker sheet that's in there.
You are like the queen of tools, and I love that. I'd like to hear what everybody else's can't live without business tool is. Let us know. What is it? What is your number one thing that you just absolutely love, can't live without, or something new that you've recently tried that you're really liking? Because I know Evana would want to know if she hasn't heard of it. And I like those too. I like discovering new tools. I just don't seem to have the time to dive into them to really see what they're about. So I end up going back to my, my old favorites and what I'm used to. So I don't dive into that, but I love to discover.
Oh, I love new tools. Things. I love like this little bird thing. I'm having a blast with that. And I think, actually, I think, I don't know if your coaches would appreciate that as much.
Right.
It's at a decent price point. I mean, if you are a content producer or someone.
Well, most of my coaches aren't Twitter. So they're not engaging on Twitter like that. That's the big drawback to that is
that one. You've got to be active. It's really good for like truly like media outlets and subject matter experts who create a lot of content that gets broadly distributed. So, that I was playing with another little tool. Oh, the other really funny thing that I saw, my friends over at Q Sample just put out an awesome infographic on my blog. It published today talking about the ridiculous decrease in attention span.
Oh, yeah, because everything moves so fast now.
It really, really does. So the attention spans are well than like, so like get this. So, the joke is that goldfish have the like 9 seconds, I think it is.
Yeah.
Right now, to get someone's attention, you have 8 seconds to get a human being's attention. That means it's less than that of a goldfish.
That's because so much information is coming in so quickly. Your brain has to decide what is it, and you're busy. So your brain has to decide very quickly what it is that you're going to invest that time into, because there is so much information coming in. And me and my son were talking about, we have our little drive in the car talks, and we'll talk about whatever. But we were talking about, he was asking me, saying, it seems like the world is worse now than it ever was. Like, there's so many bad things. I think that's the case. I think a lot of it is the information. We're taking in a lot more information and hearing about a lot more things than you ever could before the internet. It's just moving so quickly, and all this information, good, bad, ugly, is coming at you so quickly. It seems like there is, you know, more bad or more this or more that going on now, just because you're hearing about it at a very quick rate of speed. So yeah, you've got to stand out, and you got to do something to stand out and catch that attention really quickly, because there is so much information coming at you all the time. I mean, you know, everybody has Instagram, and you got Snapchat, and you got Facebook and Twitter and all these social media platforms that you're constantly checking throughout the day. And you got to pull in that information and decide. And there's a lot of stuff on there that I want to read into or know more about, but I don't have time for it all. So I'm going to make quick decisions on what it is that I'm actually going to invest a few minutes into reading more or clicking through to or whatever. So yeah, and it may not be that it's our attention span. You know what I'm saying? It's probably more of what I just said. It's ciphering through all that information that's coming through. And so you got to catch it quickly.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, so what's your son using for chat? My son is not using Snapchat anymore.
He uses Kick. Yeah.
That's what mine does too. How do they do that? They're not even, there must be something just with teenagers, right? Because we were talking about these tools. Have you used Kick? I haven't.
Yeah, I'm on Kick, but mostly just to text my son, because at school he likes to save his data. So at school they have Wi-Fi, and so Kick, he can just get on Wi-Fi and text that way instead of using his cellular data, because I only give him 2 gigs a month. The rest is mine. And so
yes, that's what I do too.
So he will get on Kick so that he can text
must be why,
without using the cellular data.
But texting is, how did I want to say? You get unlimited texting.
Yeah, but not like sending pictures and all that kind of stuff. Because most of the time they're all into sending the selfies or, you know, that's how they like to chat. So, and at his school, it's in the country. So the actual cellular data, the actual texting and making a phone call is spotty depending on where you're at in the school, because it is kind of in a more remote farm area. So that's another reason too, because sometimes he'll send a text and it won't go through just because he doesn't have good cell data, but they have Wi-Fi there at the school. I do the same thing. I've been at the school and not have any cellular service at all, but I can get on their Wi-Fi. And, you know, I could use Kick to text my son then and say, hey, I'm outside, get your butt out here, whatever.
Oh, no, I'm just so boring. I just use the regular texting. I never got used to the Snapchat. I never got used to too much of anything.
I will have to kick you then.
I know you'll have to kick me then. Hey, speaking of tools, should we tell, when we hung up with you guys last week, so Rhonda and I are still hanging on the Hangout, and so this is what we do. We're so pathetic. So we're on the Hangout. She's reading her email. I'm reading my email, and I get this email from that, you know, I've totally forgotten it now, that poor guy that had the email system, and neither of us could figure out what it did.
Right. Yeah, that was terrible.
It was called,
we're terrible, but
yeah, we were mean.
We were mean girls.
Yeah, we're so picky. And hey, how was your Mother's Day?
It was pretty good. We took my mother-in-law out to lunch, And oh, let me tell you a funny thing. This is so funny. My friend Lisa, she's we're from the South. So a saying in the South, and I don't know if it is with everyone else. Okay, but we have the saying in the South that if a place is crowded, then we say everybody and their mama's there. That's a Southern saying. Okay, yeah, everybody and their mama's going to be there. Okay, so we're getting ready to go to lunch, and me and her are kind of ahead. And so I said, well, let's me and you go ahead, and we'll go get a table, and then they can come on. That way we beat the crowd. And she says, yeah, everybody and their mama's going to be there. She just used to saying it, and I said, yeah, literally. It's Mother's Day.
You know what?
That was hilarious. We laughed.
My in-laws yelled at my husband. They're like, how could you do this for Mother's Day? And we're like, every day, in my opinion, every day is Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And love and respect from everybody every single day. So don't be a jerk and a shitbag every day of the year. And then be nice to me one day out of the year.
Exactly. My husband got me flowers. I can show you guys because they're right here.
Oh,
See the flowers. Aren't they pretty?
My
husband's good to me all the time, though. He doesn't just get me flowers for my birthday or whatever. Me and you have been on Skype before, and he'll come in from actually going to the grocery store for me, and we'll come in with some flowers or whatever. So I'm lucky. My husband's sweet to me all year long, too, not just on Mother's Day.
All year long. You know what I wanted for Mother's Day? I like to go on what I call walkabout. I don't know why I can do it anytime. And sometimes I do it during the week, but not as often. I really like Saturdays because Saturdays I feel like I have no real commitments. So I love to jump in my car, I go and grab a coffee or go grab something and hop around from like store to store. I might buy something, I might not. I just like to go look around, or I don't know. I just like to bounce around.
Yes, you like to window shop.
I do. So that's what I did.
I like to do that. I went and did a little shopping the day before Mother's Day on Saturday. And that was fun. But yeah, I left there. I went to, I don't know how many stores, but I left with like one thing that I purchased. So I don't actually go and like buy the place out, but I'm like you. I like to go look around. Every once in a while, something will spark my interest, and I'll buy it. Kate's here. I think she's our only lady out there right now. So happy belated Mother's Day, Kate. Hope you had a good one. And I'm sure Mr. Phil was good to you because we know he's good to you all year long too. Kate is one of the lucky ladies too who has a nice, sweet husband. And I'm sure he does nice things for her all year.
I know. So, okay, we should really let people go. I know. This was kind of like we had no.
I want to hear about your tools because I want to start trying out some new tools and new things. So, guys, send me
us your tools. Send us your favorite tools. Always looking for those.
Yes, favorite tools or new cool tools that you found. Put them in the comments because we go through these comments later because I want to try some new tools.
Cool. Sounds great. I will have to make sure I take a look too. I'm always trolling for tools.
Exactly. And you can list some of yours that you mentioned out there.
Yeah.
Hashtag tool troll.
All right. I know.
You're a tool.
You're a tool. I know we're not like really sleazy and disgusting today, but you know what? We're sort of saving it up because over the next couple weeks.
Oh yeah, Florida is just not going to be able to handle us. So
we're going to be.
It's going to be good.
We might even have an evening hangout. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to be doing probably some meerkatting and some periscoping since we're going to be at a conference and there'll be lots of people there. Yes. So keep an eye out for my Twitter account at DIY Marketers between the 26th and the 3rd. There'll be all kinds of live streaming stuff.
Phil said that Kate is the only one that gets his tool. He's not sharing.
Thank
Which is a
God
good thing,
Phil,
Phil.
for making it dirty. We can't leave this show without having a nasty.
I know. Thank you, Phil. You brought it home for us. I love it.
Thank you. That pizza so bad.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see if I can do this without embarrassing myself.
Let's see. Can you take us out? Bye,
gonna
guys.
Bye, everyone. Hey, get this.
What?
Tiptoe through the tulips. It could also be two lips. Get it?
I get it. Now I got to get me some tools.